Beautiful. And I will have the chat box here for anyone who would like to say anything. Hi, Marina. Okay, so let's have a look at some, welcome to another 15 minutes. I'm going to try and keep this to 15 minutes, but I'm going to talk a little bit about growing your email list. It is really, really important that you have an email list. I don't think that people realize, and I know myself actually, I didn't realize how important it was to have an email list until well into me running my business for a couple of years, and then went backwards and tried to get as many people's emails as I possibly could. So one of the first things that I tell every single client of mine, when you start out a business, it is absolutely imperative that the first thing that you do is you work out how you're going to capture people's emails. And we're going to have a look at, you know, when we talk about capturing people's emails, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a CRM. There are some great free CRMs out there that you can use. But even if you don't want to use a CRM to begin with, you can maybe possibly pop people in an Excel spreadsheet as well. So let's have a look at why. Well, having an email list is like liquid gold to any business owner. You are able to capture potential clients, cold clients, warm clients. It's a way of you keeping in touch with ongoing clients. So it's really, really is important. See, one of the best ways that you can actually communicate with someone is through their email, because it goes directly into their inbox and you're not waiting for people to check messengers, to check Facebook, to possibly see your posts when something comes up. So having a direct email link to people is the easiest way. Now, a lot of people say to me, oh, what happens when people drop their, you know, unsubscribe? Well, they're not your potential clients, so don't worry about it. You will get a small portion of people that will always unsubscribe to your emails, especially if you do a big campaign and then you're running other things, people will always unsubscribe. But don't worry about it. It will eventually build up over time. So why do you need an email list? It's a great way to build relationship with clients, okay? You build a relationship with potential clients, with ongoing clients. It's a great way of nurturing and educating clients, so you get your clients from possibly cold, from them opting into something, and then you're able to educate them about what you do through email, and it goes straight into their inbox. You can nurture clients, and you know, again, it takes a client from cold to warm to hot to buy from you. And it's a great way of adding value and letting them see what it is that you do. One of the things that I do want to mention about emails, something that I have noticed that's happened over the last probably, I would say couple of months, is that people are not reading long emails. I've done some testing and measuring, and I found that the long emails were not being opened, whereas something short and succinct, people are reading them, opening and clicking on links. So just be aware of that. People don't have time anymore to read emails the way they used to. People are getting a lot of emails in their inbox, so you have to make sure you have a snappy heading as well. Really, really important. It is the most effective marketing tool that you can use because it goes straight into someone's inbox. Okay. Regular emails means you stay top and front and center in a client's mind. It's great to get emails of people, but you need to make sure that you're sending regular emails out. I know people that I do mine weekly, sometimes twice weekly, depending if I've got something to announce. I know people that do monthly emails, but you need to have regular emails so people can remember that you're there, okay? It keeps your client in the loop. I know I have lots of clients who often give me their email address because they just want to know what I'm doing. What's my next offer? Where am I training next? All those sorts of things. So they pop in my email list. and I've got the source of this. 30% of repeat business comes from email, and I can absolutely guarantee you that too. Every time I do a call to action, I get people signing up to whatever it is that I'm calling to action, including I did a call to action for this yesterday. Okay. And again, I constantly test and measure to see how things work. So this 30% statistic came from a openmoves.com, and you need people, like, once they've worked with you and they like what you do and they get comfortable with you, you need to keep them in the loop, because they will be more likely to work with you again. So let me know, guys, if you have any questions at all in that chat. So let's have a look at some ways to build your email list online. So we're going to have a look at some online and some offline ways. So website opt-ins. This is a really good way. Now, remember, if you do a website opt-in, or if you have a website, one of the things that people don't realize is that you either have to drive traffic to your website, do some SEO work on it, so that people actually find your website. But a pop-up or an opt-in, I don't like the ones that say, this is just my personal preference, you know, oh, stay in touch. I like to give people something. And I think at the moment we've got a yoga nidra meditation that I have done, which people can opt in for that, and they give me the energy exchange is their email address. You can run competitions. This is a great way of getting people's email addresses as well. Run a competition. You can run competition with other people in a collaboration, or you can run your own competition, maybe give something away for free and capture people's emails that way. Promotions. So when I say promotions, is promote through maybe, you know, promoting your a business, sorry, I can't even think this morning, promoting one of your upcoming events, promoting yourself, promoting your Facebook groups, anything at all, but any form of promotion that you can do. And also we can have a look at paid promotions as well, but I highly recommend that you do not do paid ads. This is something that lately I've been seeing a real lot of people talking about startups doing paid ads. I do not recommend that. The reason why I don't recommend you doing paid ads is because you need to make sure you test and measure your market first before you start putting money into paid ads. But you can do lots of other promotions through, you know, Facebook, Instagram, through LinkedIn, and, you know, promote an upcoming webinar or anything like that that you have. Okay. Blogs. So releasing a blog and exchanging an email address for the blog is another great way of doing it. So lots of different freebies, PDFs, ebooks, cheat sheets, anything at all. Webinars is another one that you can do. You all exchanged your email addresses to jump onto this webinar today. Okay, so webinars are really, really good as well. Masterclasses, so that's another way. These are just all different words for using, you know, just different words to use so that you stand out a little bit in the market. Now, with masterclasses, you can do live masterclasses in Facebook groups. You can do live in rooms. Now, there's lots and lots of options. You don't just have to do it via this webinar. You can do meetings. Some of the things that we used to do is meet up online and catch-ups, coffee catch-ups. And now, of course, we've also have Clubhouse, which is another way of being able to capture people's emails on there. You would have to ask for it, of course, on Clubhouse. But, you know, you can do meetups via Zoom. I used to run last year during COVID, coffee catch-ups, which I met so many amazing people while we were in lockdown. And of course, people would have to register, and I would get their email addresses. Okay. when they join your Facebook groups. So I highly recommend to all my business owners that you do have a Facebook group. The reason for that is because this is where you nurture people. But I don't know if you're aware that when you join a Facebook group, you can actually ask questions. So one of the things that I do is I ask people for their email addresses. Now, not everyone gives you their email address, but you know, it's a beginning and a lot of people do. Okay. So lots of different ways that you can capture, lots of different words that you can use to make yourself stand out a little bit more on social media, and capture people's email addresses. With some of the things that people love to do these days with their freebies, is create little videos. People love watching videos these days. So you know what, you create, instead of writing an ebook, perhaps just do a little quick 5-10 minute video where people can watch, which would have the same information as the ebook, but you give it to them in a video form as well. Okay. And another way is to connect through chat and DMs. Now this one's a little bit more direct, but I often will have a conversation with people and we'll be talking about something, or they might send, you know, write a comment on one of my posts and I might contact them for something, and eventually I'll ask them, is it okay if I grab your email address so that I can send you, you know, any further information, or I can allow you to stay in the loop with me. Okay, so don't be scared. You know, the one thing that I want to say here is that if you do this genuinely, people actually warm up to you, and I do get it, because there's so much white noise and so many people, you know, you become friends with someone on Facebook and they all of a sudden you see, oh, you know, hi, how are you, and stuff like that, and people don't like that. But if you're going to connect with someone through chat and DMs, direct messages, and DMs is used on Instagram and LinkedIn pretty much, make it genuine. Okay, don't just do it for the heck of it. Hi Sandra, we are seeing the PowerPoint email marketing, not sure if it should be changing. Can you see the one that says online? The same slide. Yeah, I'm adding things to this particular slide. Well, yeah, email marketing, I'm adding things. If you have a look, Joe, if you have a look, I'm adding little bits and pieces to the bottom of it. The list is getting a bit kinda only half the same slide. I'm not sure why that's happening. Okay, we're going just about to change slide, Joe. I hope, let me know when that happens. Okay. And of course, when you're booking appointments with people, a lot of the time people say to me, you know, they might book with me through, oh yes, the moving slide from, beautiful, all good, fantastic, Joe, not a problem at all. Sometimes people will DM me rather than go to my calendar to actually book an appointment. So whenever I do that, I always ask for their email address, and I put that into my CRM. If people actually book with me direct, their email address goes straight into my CRM. And the CRM, for those who don't know, is Client Records Management System. But if they do it through me direct, I always ask for their email address and pop it in. Annual intake forms. You should always, always, always take people's emails on your intake forms, always. So if you're seeing a client or you're sending through a form that they need to fill in before you need to see them, or you're having a clarity chat or anything like that with them, always grab their email addresses. Okay. And ad campaigns. I spoke about this a little bit. One of the great things that you can do is actually get people's email addresses through ad campaigns. Again, I would highly recommend that you test and measure the market before you start running paid ads. Like I said, I've seen this massive push at the moment with people teaching people how to do their own ads. It's taken me, I started running ads at real serious way, I should say, the end of last year, which is quite a few years into my business, because you've got to test and measure and make sure that if you're going to spend thousands of dollars on an ad campaign, and you need to know that you're getting the right message through. Offline, ask for email addresses. Just ask people for their email address. I've often heard over and over again people saying, oh, it's obsolete to hand out business cards and stuff like that. I actually ask people for their business card, and I say, does it have an email address on there so that I can keep you in the loop? I went to a BNI not very long ago. I got invited to one. I always ask people, do you have a business card? And I'll add you to my mailing list, if that's okay with you. I do ask permission, and I was shocked at how many people do not have business cards. Okay, and you know, the trend now is, oh, let's find each other on Facebook and stuff like that. But you've got to understand the algorithms of, you've got to get the right algorithms in Facebook when you make friends with someone for them to be able to start seeing your posts. Whereas if you do get their email address, they'll go into your system straight away. So for those people who are going to say business cards are obsolete, I don't agree with that. My business card basically only has my name and my email address on it, and that is the purpose of it. If I want someone to go into my email list, if I want to go on someone's email list, I actually give them my email, my business card, and I ask people for their business card if it's got an email address on it. And like I said, I can't begin to tell you how many people 2 weeks ago did not have business cards, so I had to actually hand write their email address. Okay, so have a think about that, because you know, we sometimes don't think about how we can stand out, and sometimes going against the grain of what other people are doing is actually how you stand out. So how can you get people's email addresses? Networking. As I said, BNI. I often go to different networking events, and if there's someone who I talk about and they're interested in working with me or anything like that, straight away, what's your email address? I rebranded, so yes, need to get new business cards. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to have a lot of information on them. Richard, one of the things that I don't have a lot of information on my business cards. It just has my phone number, it has my email address and my name, and just a little tagline. That's it. So these business cards can be used anywhere I go. Yeah. And of course, word of mouth. You know, if someone says to me, oh, I've got a client who is thinking about coming to see you, I always ask for their information. And one of the things that I do is I ask for their email address as well. And then I contact that person. And when you contact that person, then I ask them, is it okay to pop you into my email list? Okay. But it's like I said, one of the things that people are forgetting, that when you meet people face to face, you have to work out how are you going to contact these people later on. So grab their email addresses. So that's it. I've gone over 15 minutes. I do all the time. I try to keep it succinct, but it's not good. If you have any more questions about how to grow your email list, that there are just some quick and easy ways of doing it as promised. But I'd like to thank you for being here. Again, you can find, I have lots and lots of videos on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram. And of course, all you ever need to do is just look up my name, Sandra Modafferi. And this is something that I tell my clients all the time as well. The easiest, you know, when people start using their business names for things, it's hard to find people. Whereas if you use your name, people will always find you. So thanks again for being here. I look forward to being here again next Monday morning at 10 a.m. with another topic. Anyone has any questions, please contact me at admin@sandramodafferi.com.au. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Marina, Richard, Joe, for your comments. And I look forward to seeing you next week with another topic. If there is a topic that you would like me to talk about, just let me know and I'll add it to the schedule. Bye for now. Thanks, guys.